Hi everyone, and welcome to the AV Reviews channel. We are filming today at Free Control in Sheva. We have a very special event today where Free Control are launching the Estelon speakers. They are becoming the official importer of Estelon speakers in Israel. So today we have a special event, and the guest of honor of that event is Mr. Ilias from Estelon. So thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you for the invitation. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have visitors in Israel with all the complexity that we have right now. Yeah. So first of all, to our viewers that may be not that familiar with Estelon, can you tell us a little bit about the brand and its history?
Absolutely. Right. Estelon founded in 2010. This means we're 15 years old right now. It was founded by Alfred Vasilkov and his two daughters, Alisa and Christina. And it was founded based on the knowledge that Alfred had gathered in his prior experience, which was already 30 years at that time. Mm-hmm. He had worked in many companies in Estonia in developing speakers and drivers and different components, as well as having experience in installations. During his career, he realized that there was a gap in the market for a speaker that can be the best in his and our view. Mm-hmm. The company is in Estonia, as I said. We're celebrating our 15th anniversary in Munich this year in the high-end show. And here we are. I mean, I'm happy to get into the details.
Great. So let's get into the details. What are the technologies that make Estelon so special?
Absolutely. As you see, our speakers are not the traditional box-looking speakers, if I may say. They're curved. I like to describe them as sexy as well. But this design comes from the engineering. It's not that Alfred decided that I want to have curved speakers and then I'll throw some drivers in the mix and hopefully it's going to sound good. That wasn't the case.
Okay, good to know.
So Alfred designed the XA model, which is 2 generations past of the X Diamond Mark II we have here. Mm-hmm. This was his first design, that he applied all the principles and the knowledges he had at that point. As you can see in this model and in most of our, if not all our models, the woofer are always towards the bottom of the cabinet. And this is a place where you require big volume so it can use the energy and the stability to perform the low frequencies. At the same time, we use low crossover point, so the woofer acts in a way as a subwoofer. Okay. This particular model has a crossover point at 80 Hertz. Mm. So, as you understand, most of the information comes from the mid-woofer. In order to avoid the initial reflections from the floor, we place the mid-woofer mid-range driver, basically, at the highest possible spot of the cabinet. And then we take the tweeter, we put it at the usual ear height level, right? If you think about it, then when we connect the dots, we get the shape, right? Which happens, of course, to be really beautiful. The curves help with the dispersion of the sound. Typically, our speakers don't necessarily need a lot of toe-in. You can have them facing pretty much straight. Okay, of course, depending on the setup and the room acoustic specifications. But the sound is going to be dispersed nicely, all thankfully to the curves. At the same time, each driver has its own jumper to perform the best possible way. And there are no parallel walls
in the cabinet.
In the cabinet, and of course, as you see the shape outside as well. This eliminates any sort of resonances. As well as the top, it's not flat. Alfred tends to joke that he did that so wives don't put flowers and vases and all that. Yes. But also to eliminate any sort of resonances. We don't have parallel surfaces with the ceiling. This is the primary purpose.
Okay.
So this kind of gives you the idea of the design and the different technology and the philosophy. If I may add, the cabinet material is also something that contributes a lot to the sound quality of our products. This is a composite that was developed again by Alfred. It's a marble-based composite. It's very, very heavy, very steady since it's heavy, and it has a very good dampening parameters. The process of building the cabinet, which is the first step in producing a speaker, an Estelon speaker, is by using a molding technology. So this cabinet, you see, is literally one piece. Of course, there's a whole process there on treating this material before proceeding in the painting process, in order to make sure that there's no air inside the material and all sorts, sanding it, and this is all fully handmade process. And another factor that is equally important on the aesthetics, also in the design, I guess, in a way, is the painting technology that we're using, which is automotive technology. Hence, we can do literally any color the customer wants, as long as it's seen in the automotive industry.
Okay. Anything you would like to add about the driver materials you're using?
Yes. We don't develop drivers. We use drivers by various different companies. Mainly, we collaborate for a long time with Accuton. The particular model, the X Diamond Mark II, uses a ceramic woofer, a ceramic mid-range woofer, and diamond tweeter. We consider these top-notch drivers. The sound is really fast, the dynamics are just great, and because when combined the technology I described with the design philosophy, the curves and everything, when positioned the speakers properly, you also get a great soundstage 3D image. These are all factors combined together, and what is important to note here is that Alfred doesn't start designing speaker with the drivers in mind, but the other way around. He has a vision of what he wants the sound to be, and then he tests many drivers and many other components, of course, like the crossover components, until he gets the result that he wants.
I see. Okay, so you mentioned the curves and you mentioned the word sexy, so I just wanted to compliment you. We've been following Estelon for several years in Munich shows, and they're amazing speakers, no doubt, but I think what really makes them stand out is the aesthetics. They always just look amazing. You enter to the room, even before they make a single sound, you go, wow. So really want to compliment you about the design, even though you said that it's first about the form and the sound. The design comes next to it, but your speakers are amazing.
Thank you so much. And please don't get me wrong, the design matters to us, of course. It's just that it's a happy accident, not an accident, but you know what I mean. It's nice to be able to implement our philosophy and getting this design, because think of it the other way. Would you buy a Ferrari if it was in a square box? No matter the performance, everything matters at this level, and we also want our customers to enjoy the experience. Design is part of the experience. Music is, of course, the number one parameter, you may say, that engages the person who listens, but when something is visually appealing,
it won't hurt.
It won't hurt for sure, yeah.
I see, thank you. So we talked about the Estelon brand. Maybe you can tell us a few words about yourself and your role in the company?
Absolutely. I'm originally from Greece. I currently reside in Estonia, where is the Estelon headquarters, of course. I have been with Estelon for almost 5 years. Right now I hold the role of Chief Commercial Officer. Estelon is a family business. It has many pros as far as I'm concerned, because you kind of get the opportunity to be involved in everything. I see the production every day because it happens in our factory, you know, and I get the opportunity to sometimes contribute with, speak my mind, let's say, if I ever have any ideas in whatever aspect I can, you know, not just me, of course, but everyone who works at Estelon. We're all very close. We are literally all like family. We spend even some holidays together sometimes, you know, and it's really lovely place to work. I'm very happy being in that company. As we grow, of course, we bring in more people. We're very happy with the acceptance, and the company goes very well, and everything is as it should. I mean, we're all very pleased. My background before being in the high end was in pro audio mainly. I have worked for some companies in pro audio, and prior to that, my studies and my other passion, let's say, other than high end, is music production. I was fortunate enough in my life to work in some recording studios with some artists, and I do appreciate having this view from both sides in the music and audio industry at the same time. I believe it helps me to get an understanding of what is the message that companies like Estelon want to convey to the listener. So, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. So my final question is actually about the Aura speakers. So this is the speaker you guys launched 2 years ago, something like that, in Munich 23. And it was like a kind of a new entry point for the company to make the speakers a little bit more acceptable. It's still completely high-end, of course, but a little bit more affordable, let's say, to the consumers. Is that something you're going to expand? How was the reception of that speaker?
Right. So, exactly as you say, Alfred's vision was to bring the Estelon sound in wider audience, in a sense. What we decided to do is develop a new material. First and foremost, the Aura model has a mineral filled composite, which uses a different technology, not molding technology, but thermoformed technology. Basically, you can vision this material. It's produced in sheets.
Okay.
You cut the holes where the driver would go, and then you heat it, and you give it the shape. Because in order to have the Estelon sound, we still need to have this nice curvy cabinet, right? And this is always a little bit of an issue when designing and trying to find the right material. Since the marble-based composite is something for our upper level speakers, we needed to find a way to develop a cabinet that has the properties that we want in a more affordable, as you call it, factor. We developed the Aura, and yes, to answer your question, we plan to expand this line with more models.
Interesting.
We hope to introduce something in Munich later this year, which is, as I said, it's our 14th anniversary. It's the last high-end show in Munich.
Yes.
We want to impress the people. We will do our best. We hope to see you there.
We are going there. We'll be happy to see it, of course.
Yes, and Alfred will be also very happy to discuss with you and tell you more about his new products. But yeah, it goes well. people seem to enjoy the sound. We use different drivers there. But again, it comes back to what I told you. We don't start the project with drivers. We start with the vision. Alfred starts with his vision. And we use the components that work best. It's the only speaker, the Aura, we have that use down-firing woofer in a sealed design, of course. We do have other sealed design products. And we have this configuration of mid-woofer, tweeter mid-woofer. So yeah, it is slightly different. The Estelon sound is there. It works well in different room sizes. It works well in smaller rooms, as well as in bigger rooms once you provide the necessary power from the amplification, because it actually has a 10-inch woofer, which is
at the
big.
bottom.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same size, but the speaker is almost half the size of
so
the extra one. So, you know, so yeah.
Okay, great. So thank you a lot for your time. Thank you for visiting Israel. It's been a pleasure and an honor speaking with you.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy. Really happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you.